Today, we'll be talking about self forgiveness. I've come as bare as I possibly can because I want to connect on this journey with you. I want to show you real, raw, and honestly how important it is to forgive oneself. For the longest time, I hadn't looked at myself in the mirror, and one day I caught a glimpse of myself having done all I could to fill in my time. I'd done housekeeping, I'd run errands for people, I'd volunteered, I was spent, and I had spent myself. And in the midst of it, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and there was nothing else to do. What shocked me was that I didn't immediately recognize the woman in the mirror, and so I took a double take. I was alone in the space, and so it was a bit curious that I had to do a double take to figure out who I just saw in the mirror. Yeah, I was right. The person I saw was me. And so I looked into the mirror, wandered closer, and asked myself, Nifesimi, how are you? In less than 10 seconds, the waterworks were real. So I want you to take a moment right now. Pause. Ask yourself, how are you? Oh, I meant it. I'm really waiting. Ask yourself, how are you? Feel free to pause this video, check in. If possible, write your answer or at least take a mental screenshot. Are you really okay? I think many times we coast along, we are on autopilot, auto cruise, meeting obligations, fulfilling our responsibilities, but we don't really check on ourselves to see if we're really okay, to see if we have needs, or to even bother to then take a step further and figure out how to meet those needs. I know the aim is not to berate ourselves for missing out on this wonderful opportunity to check in. The aim of this conversation today is to start to check in. Check in with yourself. The truth of the matter is, sometimes checking with yourself doesn't produce a real answer, maybe not even a tangible answer. What do I mean? So sometimes you check in and you realize you're not really okay, or you can't seem to place a finger on what the real issue is, but you know something is just off. If that's your answer, you're doing well, I promise you. What's most important is that you even bother to check in. So kudos for that. But really, when you get those type of answers, the next thing you can do is decide to open up. Decide not to close the lid on that jar again. Decide to begin to air it. Let's take some steps to figuring it out. What do I mean? Maybe phone a friend and say to that friend, I realize I'm not doing okay, and I think I haven't been doing okay for a while, but I don't really know what's going on. Can you please check on me for maybe a few days, maybe the next 2 weeks, and just check in on me, check in with me. If possible, try to engage me in the things that we enjoy. And I don't know, maybe I might figure it out. I have a home girl. She is so amazing. I remember when we lived together in the same state, I used to do that with her, and it was so helpful. Sometimes her call was a reminder to check in on myself in those seasons. Sometimes her call was just to encourage me. Sometimes her call was to share with me where she was at. And it was encouraging to know that even my daily activities or my daily stressors were not unique to me, and that sharing the burden sometimes was half the victory. Other times we took a long road trip just for fun. Sometimes we just went for a treat. Sometimes it was a meal, just a meal, one on one with a friend. Nothing too crazy. The bottom line is that you're checking on yourself and you're willing to do the work to ensure that you're feeling much better. Okay, now that we're done with the important bit of checking in with yourself, there's something you probably discover that maybe you're not prepared for, and we're about to prepare ourselves for it. Ready? Steady? It's self forgiveness. I know we focus a lot on forgiving others, and we should forgive others, but we'll come to that in another episode. Right now, we're laying the foundation and we're starting with ourselves. It's me first this time around. What does it mean to forgive yourself? It means to begin the process of letting go, freeing yourself, freeing your mind, freeing your emotions from the mandatory jail time you've given yourself for something that you feel responsible for or that you are indeed responsible for. Notice I said you feel and you are responsible for. What I mean is that sometimes we have put ourselves in jail because of our perception of ourselves. Sometimes it was even because of a communicated perception that we accepted. So let's agree not to do that to ourselves. If someone has put you under pressure, something has put you under pressure, choose to step away from the pressure. Forgive yourself for serving that jail time and begin to look again at the situation, reassess it, and then take a fresh stab at it. I trust that you can. I believe so much in you. In fact, you are doing well. You are doing much better than you can imagine. We owe ourselves a debt of forgiveness. But I'm not saying it's always easy, but we can make short work of it by practicing. It definitely requires humility. It means that you have to be willing, again, to set yourself free from jail time that you mandated for yourself. I know. It's been a long time, but I think you can do it. It requires courage. So I'm here to cheer you on this journey. You're not doing it alone. I would walk you through it. I will be here. And the whole community of people are going to be here to walk you through this too. Why? Because I've done it and I continue to do it. And I believe that you deserve the freedom, honestly. The final bit to paying yourself this debt of forgiveness that you actually owe yourself is to be patient. Sometimes it's a process. It can be long, it can be arduous, but what we're not going to do here is give up. Okay? We're going to come face to face with how we really are, with who we truly are, with how we truly feel, stripped bare, one on one. We're going to forgive ourselves. We're going to choose to be patient with ourselves. We're going to choose to be kind. Sometimes you need support, not just the emotional support. Sometimes you need to process real things where you truly may have done something wrong and so you feel guilt. Guilt can exist healthily. What is not permitted is shame. What's also not permitted is to stay guilty for too long. You deserve the freedom. You deserve to be free. So please, my friend, commit to be guilt free, commit to living shame free. Yes? Another deep breath. Even I am feeling better. I'm feeling more relieved. I hope you are too. If you aren't yet, don't worry. It takes time. Practice, 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 and practice. In conclusion today, let's commit to doing the work. Let's do what's required. Maybe you need to journal. Maybe you need to talk to a friend. Maybe you need to talk to a relative. Maybe you need to pick up a hobby. Maybe you need to try again at something you used to be fantastically good at, but you gave up on. Maybe you even had an injury and so you gave up on one of your favorite sports. You've journaled, you've tried all these external things. But before we get there, maybe for someone, step one is most important. Check in with yourself. Ask yourself how you're truly doing. Look at yourself in the mirror, not just because you're primed and groomed and ready to go out, not because you're about to critique yourself again, be unhappy with your parents or with your skin, but really look at yourself. You know, you spend so much time looking at other people. Take some time to look at you, affirm yourself, tell yourself what you love about yourself. Give yourself the love that you deserve. You deserve to be patient with you. You deserve to be free. I am rooting for you. Till next time, bye for now.